so I've dealt with a blue rat and a donkey now. Now it's time to deal with one of the most famous Shonen Jump protagonists, Goku. It's kind of a leap. Anyways, there's a challenge I posed in this video that I'll put at the beginning so everyone can see this. I need you to show me one martial arts technique Goku knows that no other Shonen protag already knows or has the equivalent of. For further context, you can watch the rest of the video and see what I mean, but if you cannot do that, you have to press the like and subscribe button along with the notification bell. Alright? Alright. Oh, also, if you do try and argue technique in the comments, if I note someone has that, you fall into the same loser requirement. So, basically, if you like comment something I say, yeah, no, someone else already has that, you have to like, comment, subscribe. Alright? Alright. Now, let's begin. For the past couple of weeks to about a month, I've been watching, playing, reading a lot of the franchise of Dragon Ball. Through this, I learned something very important. That an anime based around a main character who wants to be the greatest martial artist and fighter in the world isn't all that great with their martial arts. Now, before people go and argue how he trained for God or God's God or God's son's puppet and so on, I'm not talking about statements, alright? I think this is a perfect time to show something like the Plague of Grapes clip.
Even now, with Goku fighting Beerus or Zamasu or Jiren or whomever, the actual fights have not changed since Dragon Ball. The feats you physically see are the same. No one really has done anything any more dramatic than Roshi blowing up the moon in episode 27 of Dragon Ball. Feat strength.
All I'm saying is that visually, Son Goku has barely improved as a martial artist or a tactical fighter, and he is not even the greatest martial artist in his own series. Hell, he doesn't even reach top 5. If you want the full context also, over on Twitter, I said the most devilish thing a person can ever say. So I warn you, people with weak constitutions, I advise you not to look. I said that Goku isn't really the craziest martial artist. I know, blasphemous. Now people collectively lost their shit over this and constantly tried to say I have not read Dragon Ball, to which I just sent them a screenshot of me having read all of Dragon Ball because Manga C keeps up with all the stuff you read. And I've asked them to show me one martial arts technique Goku knows and another Shonen character knows. So far, no one has given me one. There's one guy told me he was going to do it, and it's been about 2 weeks now. So let's go over each error and media to see why exactly I think this, alright? Alright, so let's start with original Dragon Ball. This is where I'd say Goku peaks at his martial arts, because this is where the martial arts actually mattered. He uses far better strategy in hand-to-hand combat than most of the other media he's in, and he's able to copy martial arts techniques and styles just from seeing them. He also can fight against techniques such as a drunken fist style, a pretty popular martial arts technique. But here's the thing, so usually people like to use Goku vs Tao Pai Pai because Plague of Rapes used that in his video. I'm going to use something different where I see that martial arts for Goku kind of fell. His very first fight against Roshi, where he straight up lost twice. The first time he lost to Roshi was before he blew up the moon, because when Roshi locked him that electric attack, he quite literally couldn't escape and was going to give up because there was nothing he could do until, of course, he was saved by the Deus Ex Machina move. The second time is when Roshi developed a strategy to beat Goku, that he realized his body is longer than Goku's, so Goku would feel more of the kick at the end of their fight, resulting in Roshi being the winner. This is Goku's really first ever loss in the entirety of Dragon Ball, at least from like a first like 1-on-1 fight, at least from what I remember, because I don't think he lost to Yamcha when he was hungry. So here, Goku has reached a true opponent to surpass. Now here's the issue. What this translates to in Dragon Ball is not to find a better strategy around his fighting style to fight people with longer reaches than him, but translate to get stronger. And that is where I think Dragon Ball's martial arts issue starts. Now let's fast forward, of course, to the big one, Goku's loss against Tao Pai Pai. Now, I'm going to do something a little different than what Plague Gripes did. I'm going to compare this fight to another piece of Dragon Ball media. Dragon Ball Movie 3, The Mystical Adventure. So, in the original anime and manga, Goku gets absolutely destroyed by Tao Pai Pai. None of his techniques work, and Tao Pai Pai nearly kills him to Dodon Ray. This is the same for the movie, mind you. Now, here's where the difference lies. In the manga/anime, when losing to Tao Pai Pai, Goku knows that he wasn't strong enough to beat him and must get stronger. This isn't the idea of learning a technique around Tao Pai Pai's technique, but through genuinely just getting so much stronger that he can easily beat and tank all of his attacks. Now, on the flip side, we have Mystical Adventure, where Korin notes that he only lost to Tao Pai Pai because he was unfocused and wasn't being like still like water essentially to see his attacks. And when Goku understands this, when he goes to fight Tao Pai Pai again, when he actually is fully focused, he's able to see and catch his Dodon Ray and stop it from attacking him. Goku did not get any stronger during this fight. He just developed a new strategy around him to allow him to easily outskill Tao Pai Pai. So, you can see the issue here. It's bad when I have to use a Dragon Ball movie and say it handles a fight better than the original source material itself. And that's kind of just the main issue. When Goku announced that he was officially not strong enough to beat someone, that is, I think, where the official problem of martial arts for Dragon Ball started. Not Raditz and Z. And also, this can extend to tournaments, because in tournaments, when they fight some of the greatest martial artists in the world in the preliminaries, they don't beat them through having superior skill like someone like KenIchi would. They beat them by being stronger and faster than them. While many like to blame Dragon Ball Z as a start for martial arts mattering, early Dragon Ball had weird warped ideas of martial arts already and already had the issue. But, with that being said, let's now go to Dragon Ball Z. What's I even say about Z that hasn't already been said? Well, I guess I'll be the 3,521st person in line for this. Z is where martial arts doesn't really matter at all. We see this from Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz. Raditz, realistically, while trying to brag about how the Saiyan race are among the greatest fighters in the universe, is unironically one of the worst fighters. He constantly gets tricked and hit with sneak attacks, gets overpowered in hand-to-hand, and makes so many mistakes in combat, and the entire reason he beats Goku Piccolo is literally just because his number is bigger. Now, I feel like this is a perfect time for comparison. We're dealing with a stronger opponent would be KenIchi from KenIchi, the world's mightiest disciple. In this, KenIchi has a karate dojo bully in the very beginning called Daimonji. Now, Daimonji is stronger than KenIchi. KenIchi believes the way to beat him is he has to be stronger. This is immediately told him that he's wrong about this by his basically greatest martial artists in the world teachers. So when they train him to fight Daimonji again for his like fight, I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it was just a battle, I think, just to prove that he could be a part of the dojo. When he does this training, he goes to fight Daimonji again. He realizes that he's able to get the speed edge in Daimonji, but that he's not strong enough to harm him. But mid-fight, because of this, he understands that the way to beat him is not through superior strength, but to tire out Daimonji by repeatedly getting him pissed off by punching him to make him repeatedly swing at KenIchi and like mess up his stamina, allowing KenIchi to finally hit him down. KenIchi was not the stronger fighter in this. Basically, if he was hit more than once, he would probably got knocked out and lost. But he used his surroundings, understanding of the fight, and his opponent in order to beat Daimonji. That's martial arts. So why would Toriyama write Goku and Piccolo doing the same to Raditz? Because Toriyama made the mistake of making it where higher power levels also mean higher speed. Which is why power creep is a thing in Dragon Ball, but that's a video for another time. So by this point, most of Goku's fights in DBZ boil down to the same thing. Fast punches with ki blasts and some minor strategies, like he'll sometimes show something like he'll shoot out 2 small Kamehameha orbs to distract Frieza and kick him from behind, or combine the instant transmission with Kamehameha. I can't really think of any other direct notable one. If you want to note one, note it in the comments. Not like how good it is, but yeah. His main thing though is always just that he needs to get a number bigger than the opponent. Whether that be via Kaioken, Super Saiyan, God Ki, Ultra Instinct, wishing to a dragon become immortal, etc. So yeah, Z is where this issue started, but Super and GT are Super and GT where some of the worst showings of Goku's fighting tactics emerge. Let's start with Super because it's the more relevant show. So in Super, Goku's fight with Beerus, I think, is the perfect example of how little Goku has improved as a martial artist. When he goes to fight Beerus, he starts throwing a bunch of punching combos. Beerus dodges them all so casually, and Goku already acknowledges it, saying like he can dodge all his hits and has no openings. So does Goku respond with? He does the exact same fucking punch combo. The exact same one. Now, this is later attempted to be like kind of retconned or explained away by Krillin during his fight with Jiren, where he said like Goku is just trying to size up his opponent, see how strong their techniques are. But no, that's terrible martial arts. If your technique didn't work, why would you use the exact same technique, the exact same way, with no real like new input to it? And this is even something that he tries to fix in the long run. Another issue with Goku is directly noted that he has a weakness of leaving his guard down. This is a terrible weakness for a martial artist and a skilled fighter to have. and it's not something he really tries to ever fix in the long run of Super. Now, GT on the other hand, holy shit. Where do I begin? Goku being unbelievably stupid by like basically prolonging his fights purposely, not instantly transform to instantly take down an opponent, or how like with Super 17, who clearly absorbs energy, he repeatedly tries to fire a blast of energy at him rather than just hand to hand him. Okay. So I spent about 3 paragraphs now ragging on Goku's martial arts skills. Now let's actually compare it to other shonen, since people try to say Goku's the craziest martial artist and whatever. Now in Dragon Ball Super, it's known that the absolute peak of martial arts is Ultra Instinct. This is a form where Goku can basically freely act without thinking, he can move his body without needing to think, so he basically do any action instinctively or instantaneously. This is such a common technique in most other shonens that even non-martial artists like fucking Monkey D. Luffy have a pseudo-ultra instinct where they can just instinctively dodge attacks. Now, for Dragon Ball fans, go in the comments and tell me how Ultra Instinct isn't only dodging attacks, but it also can do stupid stuff like make a spiritual body that you can use to fight or whatever. I don't care. We're talking about martial arts. With martial arts aspects from Ultra Instinct is the art to like make moves without thinking. I don't care about whatever ultimate ability it has nothing to do with martial arts. Anyways, going back to KenIchi, this is something he does all the way back in the 5th Away his manga, where he just casually blocks strikes without even realizing it, and instinctively does punches without even realizing it. And this isn't, he's not even at the peak of his martial arts yet. Or how about Kenshiro, the series that Dragon Ball was directly inspired by for his tournament arc, having characters that can unconsciously react to attacks and attack. So, already, I just noted the biggest martial arts technique in all of Dragon Ball, and this is a common ability in Shonen. So, I'm not even going to rag on Goku's other stuff. I'm going to give you a challenge. I gave everyone a major challenge with this in mind. As we know, Goku's peak of martial arts. Goku's peak of martial arts is already something that Shonen characters learn way before the end of their series. Give me one martial arts technique that Goku knows that no other Shonen knows. To get some of the stuff away, because I see people trying to argue this, you cannot use Kamehameha. It's a very common thing in Shonen. Energy Blast is very common in Shonen, even with martial arts Shonens. Hakai is not martial arts. It's a god destruction technique, and even then, there are Shonen characters that have a similar being of being able to erase things from existence. Now, personally, I think the easiest, best martial artist or crazy martial artist at the moment I've seen is just fucking Garo from One Punch Man. Like, if you read the manga and like read stuff like Cosmic Garo, his shit is insane. Like, Jesus. So anyways, I wish you all luck in finding this mystical technique that apparently makes Goku the craziest martial artist in all of Shonen. But until then, Goku is not the craziest martial artist in all of Shonen. I wouldn't even consider him that high. But that's all from me. Next time I'll be discussing a certain flagship company games. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Nice to make another video now. I'm going to edit this and release it. And yeah. Can't wait to see the comments. Also remember, the challenge, if you can't give me that ability, you have to press the like and subscribe button. See ya.